on the road in the SEC. Huge win. Let's talk John Mateer. Is he back? Coming up here on Locked On Sooners.
You are Locked On Sooners, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma Sooners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Once again, thanks for making Locked On Sooners your first listen every single day. Shout out to all the everydayers out there. Tune in and subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And before we get to John Mateer, I just want to, again, send a huge shout out to Sooner Nation and our Locked On Sooners everydayers. After we made September our biggest month ever, October was then our biggest month ever. And that's because of you all. And thank you so much for being a part of what this show is about. We love to do this show, but we are so appreciative that you enjoy what we do and what we bring to the table here on Locked On Sooners. So again, shout out to you, the everydayer. On John Mateer, Jay, it was a good game, not a great game, but a good game that had some great moments in it.
The way that you could tell that the second half, he was getting back into his old rhythm. That drive where he made the pass to Jermichael Carter, and then he hit Satania on the little borderline wheel route to the outside, and Satania caught it. It's like a 25-yarder. Then X-Rob runs it. He runs it to get the first down. He gets it back to X-Rob, who scores a touchdown. You start to see that John Mateer started to get himself into a comfort and a confidence rhythm. Honestly, I think that's where that RPO interception came from. He started to get a little too confident, but that's okay. It's like the sacrificial lamb that he has to do every game. He's got to throw it in a weird spot that leads to an interception, and then he goes out there and balls, because he was cooking after that too. It's annoying, but at the same time, it seems like that's his game. I told y'all, like, we talked about this when we first got John, dog. He go turn the ball over. That's just who he is. That's his game, unfortunately. But that's the good thing. You felt like, okay, you're starting to get back into groove. And then from there, I also want to toss out there a shout out when you talk about this last segment, but I want to talk about this segment because I think it really applies to John. Not only are you seeing John get confident, John, see Mateer get confident, John. I think that sounds better to say that way. Yeah. Not only is Mateer getting confident, John, you're also seeing this offensive line with three freshmen playing, really getting comfortable together. You get your redshirt freshman EPL playing, Michael with Waywu, and then your two tackles are true freshmen. Foje was okay in this game. Fasusi was elite. He was real good. You started to see them gel, and you started to see running holes open fast.
Yeah.
And John stopped hesitating. He immediately had to play, boom, saw it, knew exactly. He was like, oh, yeah, the hole's right there. Bow. Busting right through it. And all you saw was perfect penetration to the hole, and boom, first down. That felt like the Michigan game. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, it was his best rushing performance since the Michigan game. And again, the most confident he's looked running the ball since the Michigan game. That's a long time ago. And I think a lot of it has to do with the offensive line. I think a lot of it also has to do with the fact that, hey, in that second drive of the second half, they're trying to get the ball moving quick. And even I think on that first drive, they try to get the ball out of his hands quickly, try to get him into a rhythm and hit some easy completions, get his confidence built, get the offense's confidence built. And you saw it kind of play out like that the rest of the half, even though they punted on the first drive, even though Xavier Robinson fumbled on the second drive. I mean, they had moved the ball into Tennessee territory and were driving, and Xavier Robinson had a nice run and then got punched in the head, and then the ball got punched out. But John Mateer started to look more and more comfortable on that drive, 3rd and 16 after a holding penalty, and John Mateer runs for 21 yards to pick up a first down. Huge, game-changing play. So it's those kind of moments. And again, he looked more comfortable running the ball throughout the game, scrambling. And that's where I wanted to see John Mateer look more decisive, is when he decided to scramble. Sometimes he was caught too much in between. Do I throw it? Do I run? And I thought that in this one, he decided like, hey, when it's time to run, it's time to run. We're not going to get caught in between. And he was making Tennessee pay for it. And then I thought he was just a better decision maker when he was throwing the football too. There weren't a lot of balls that I thought, man, he shouldn't have thrown it there, or he should have gotten rid of it a little bit quicker. I mean, there was maybe one or two dropbacks where I thought, man, he should have gotten rid of the ball. But for the most part, he played, to me, the best game that he's played since the Auburn game, since the Michigan game. He just looked a whole lot better.
He did. He felt like he had command of what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And he felt like he had command of his decisions. It felt like everything up here was starting to get back to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be perfect going forward, but honestly, I'm going to be honest. He may have his best game of the season against Alabama. He'll have an extra week of preparation. He's starting to look like he cares more. Brent Venables mentioned on Sunday night on his coach's show, he talked about Mateer's knee, which has been bothering him. And I think he actually sprained it against Auburn, and that's kind of when you start to see the downward trajectory of his run. I've heard people say that they felt like the thumb surgery was kind of a cover to the knee, and that was trying to rest his knee up. And I could see it because he did not look like he could run after the thumb surgery. It's like, yeah, thumb surgery. Why can't you run?
Right.
Conspiracy theories out there. I'm not negating all of it, but BV did address it on the coach's show Sunday night. So he's dealing with a little something, but he looked better. He looked like he was a lot more confident with that knee. It seemed like he didn't trust his knee when he was trying to get out and run. Now he's going out there. It's kind of like for the Thunder fans, Jalen Williams was struggling in his scoring in the playoffs, and it didn't look good. People were clowning, saying, "Oh, I don't think he's ready. I don't think he's that dude." Then he starts putting up some numbers, started getting more confident. He kept playing and playing and playing. Then at the end of the season, he found out he had a torn ligament. He had to have wrist surgery, and he had that torn ligament through the second round of the playoffs. So he's playing additional 2 rounds of playoffs with a torn ligament in the shooting wrist of his hand that he shoots with. That's a lot to overcome when you're reliant. Now he's gotten past it. He still ain't played this season because of it, but I digress. John may have been dealing with some things similar where he's trying to get it back, but it wasn't something that was going to keep him out.
Right.
Now it appears he's getting better, John. So if Mateer gets this rest during the bye and he's ready for Alabama and that knee's back up to the 95 percentile, he could have a career game.
Yeah, and just if he continues to work on making sure he's using proper footwork, proper technique, he'll be more confident, more comfortable when he throws the ball. The times that the thing was getting away from him a little bit is when he was trying to do some of that jump pass stuff that he wants to be able to do, but just set your feet, my guy. Set your feet, be consistent with your footwork, and it's going to work out for you more often than not. I liked what Ben Arbuckle was doing in a lot of circumstances where they were rolling him outside the pocket, giving him some throws on the move, and he was connecting on some of those. Again, some of your wide receivers like Deion Burks kind of let him down on one point. He had a wide open opportunity and just dropped the ball. The interception, the interception, yes, John Mateer maybe should not have thrown the ball because of the situation, but your offensive coordinator should not have called the play in that situation. Your wide receiver needs to catch the ball, but don't give the quarterback an option. We saw Hugh Freeze do the same thing with Peyton Thorne at Auburn in 2024. Kip Lewis, Kip 6, that won that game for Oklahoma.
Very fair.
Don't put your quarterback in a position where he has a choice. Just run the ball. But all in all, I thought it was a solid game from John Mateer. He did what the game required. He managed the game well, especially in the second half. And then in crunch time, made some good throws. There was like a 3rd and 5 where Satania was going to be the target the entire time. He never came off of him. Satania worked his route perfectly, got open. Mateer hit him in stride, first down, extended that drive. That's what you need out of John Mateer. You've got the defense that can win you football games. You don't need the guy to be heroic. You need him to be good, though.
I need you to be good, not great.
Yeah.
This defense can handle a really good quarterback game. If you give me a great game, then we just blew somebody out.
Yep.
We just dominated them, which is fine. But we don't need you to have that. If you can provide it, provide it. If you can't, cool, but be good. You don't have to be great.
Well, and this is what we saw out of Ohio State last year, right? Yeah. Will Howard was good throughout the regular season. He wasn't great, though. But you got him into the playoff, and he turned his game up a notch.
That's all that's needed.
So what I need from John Mateer is just to continue to be good or better as Oklahoma tries to force its way into the college football playoff, and then turn your game up a notch when it gets to playoff time. So again, 3 games left in the season. Oklahoma got a big bump in the latest polls. We'll discuss that coming up next here on Locked On Sooners.